Croatia offers something unique for every traveler at any time of the year. Whether you're drawn to the lively summers, the serene winters, or the mild and inviting shoulder seasons, there's a perfect time for anyone to explore this country. Based on my personal travels and in-depth research, in this video I will share the key considerations and a month-by-month breakdown designed to help you pinpoint the best time to visit Croatia. So let's dive into the key factors you should consider when planning your trip. Weather is no doubt a top priority for any traveler to Croatia, influencing everything from what you pack to the activities you plan. The country's climate varies from its sunny coastlines to its cooler inland regions. So next, let's analyze some of the essential weather aspects, including average weather and water temperatures, daylight durations, and expected rainfalls throughout the year. Since Dubrovnik is the most visited destination in Croatia, let's see what the average temperature trends look like there. Winter brings mild temperatures, averaging around 8 to 10 degrees Celsius in January and February. As spring unfolds, temperatures gently rise to 13 and 14 in March and April, all the way to the average of 19 in May. Temperatures continue to rise with the peak of summer bringing around 26 degrees Celsius in July, and from this point the temperature begins to drop down month by month until the end of the year. Nonetheless, autumn is still very warm, dropping down to lower 20s in the early autumn months of September and October. The temperature drops significantly lower in November and December to around 12 to 15 degrees Celsius. If you look further inland, the trend will remain the same. However, the colder months will have significantly lower temperatures, where winters can reach 0 degrees Celsius and below. When it comes to water temperatures, the trend is quite similar. Starting in January, the Adriatic Sea's water temperatures are coolest, gradually warming up as we move into spring. By June, the temperature becomes ideal for swimming, peaking in August at about 24 degrees Celsius. As autumn approaches, the water begins to cool down again, yet remains relatively pleasant for swimming until about September or early October for those who can handle colder swims. From then to December, the temperatures drop, marking the end of the swimming season until the following year. In January, Croatia's days start short, but begin to stretch noticeably as spring approaches, with March to April marking a significant leap towards longer summer days. By June, the daylight length is the longest, offering close to 16 hours of light. As summer transitions into autumn and winter, the days in Croatia gradually shorten, reducing the daylight hours available to 11 in October, all the way to 9 hours in December. When it comes to rainfall, it varies throughout the year, but generally peaks during colder months, with close to 10 rain days, preparing the land for its lush, vibrant summer. Peak summer months are the least rainy, with around 6 rain days, but the trend continues to rise again as the year progresses. Tourist arrivals in Croatia offer a clear and quite predictable pattern. The buzz of crowds peaks in July, with over 4.5 million visitors, which is perfectly aligned with great weather conditions such as long daylight hours and inviting sea temperatures. The spring and autumn shoulder seasons hint toward a moderate level of tourism, providing a balanced experience without the peak season's intensity. Finally, winters bring the least amount of tourists, which might even be a net positive if you prioritize a tranquil experience. Next, to understand opening times and pricing trends, I looked at 3 of Croatia's top tourist spots, Plitvice and Krka national parks, as well as Dubrovnik's city walls. When it comes to opening times, summer season obviously offers the most extended access, where due to longer days, places like Krka National Park are open from 8 AM to 8 PM. In contrast, the opening times in winter here are 5 hours shorter, from 9 AM to 4 PM. However, always confirm the latest opening hours before visiting each location. When it comes to ticket prices, entry fees to these locations vary significantly depending on season. To no surprise, costs are peaking during the summer months and dropping to their lowest in the winter. For example, at the time of this video, the entry ticket in summer season for Plitvice and Krka national parks costs 40 euros, and the summer season price of Dubrovnik City Pass, which among other things gives you access to Dubrovnik city walls, is 35 euros. During shoulder seasons, the entry price to Krka National Park drops to around 23 euros, and it costs 20 euros to enter Plitvice National Park. Finally, during the off-season, the price drops further down to 7 euros for Krka, 10 euros for Plitvice, and 15 euros for Dubrovnik City Pass. Again, always remember to double check the exact prices yourself as they can change. Croatia is very rich in local events and festivals that highlight its vibrant culture and traditions, especially during the summer months. These gatherings range from music and dance to food and wine festivals, each offering a unique glimpse into Croatian life. However, I will delve into specific events further during the monthly breakdowns later in this video. In Croatia, each season offers unique activities that cater to different interests. Spring offers the ideal climate for outdoor activities like hiking and cycling, with nature in full bloom. The Istrian Peninsula and national parks like Plitvice and Krka are some of the top picks for these activities. Summer is prime for beach activities, sailing and attending festivals. Consider visiting Dalmatian coast and its islands such as Hvar, Korčula or Pag for beautiful beaches and vibrant events. Autumn is perfect for wine tasting and gastronomy tours. Regions like Istria is a must-visit for their truffles, wine and scenic vineyards. Lastly, winter invites winter sport enthusiasts to Gorski Kotar's snowy landscapes, while cities like Zagreb and Dubrovnik offer festive markets and serene getaways with fewer tourists. Nature lovers have lots of options in Croatia. Spring is a magical time as the landscape awakens with vibrant colors and life. It's the perfect season to visit national parks such as Plitvice Lakes and Krka, where waterfalls are at their most powerful after the winter's snowmelt. Birdwatchers will particularly enjoy the season, as many migratory species return or pass through Croatia's wetlands and coastal areas. Summer is perfect for visiting the Adriatic coast and islands. The sea is clear, great for spotting dolphins and sea turtles. Places like Kornati or Mljet national parks are also really nice to see. It definitely gets busy, but going in the early morning or late evening can help avoid the crowds. After the hot summer, autumn will be nicer for nature walks. With all the fall colors, the forests look absolutely amazing. It's also an ideal time to visit the vineyards and olive groves, where you can observe the harvest season in full swing. Winter is cold but beautiful, especially in the mountains. The national parks are much quieter and offer a serene beauty with snowy peaks and frozen lakes. This time is also great for seeing larger animals like deer and wolves. The coast is much quieter, but still nice for those interested in the sea life without the summer tourists. During your visit, always keep health and safety considerations in mind. If you plan to travel in spring, the weather can be unpredictable. It's a good idea to dress in layers and carry a waterproof jacket for sudden rain showers. And as the nature awakens, so do some insects. So therefore, always use insect repellent when hiking or visiting parks to protect against ticks and similar biting insects. The sun can also be stronger than expected, so definitely keep a sunscreen close by. Summer in Croatia can get very hot, so always have a water bottle with you and stay hydrated. Don't forget to keep applying the sunscreen to avoid sunburn. Also, it's a good idea to take regular breaks in the shade or completely avoid the midday sun, as the risk of heat stroke is very high. And when it comes to swimming, be mindful of sea urchins and sharp rocks. For that, wearing water shoes can help protect your feet. Autumn brings cooler temperatures and rain, so it's important to adjust your clothing accordingly. If you're hiking or exploring rural areas, it's a good idea to wear light reflecting clothing pieces to adjust to the shortening days. In winters, you will definitely want to dress in warm layers and ensure you have a proper coat, gloves, hat, and even waterproof boots if you plan to spend time outdoors. And if you're driving, be prepared for winter conditions and have the compulsory winter equipment ready with you. Alright, so we have covered most of the essentials, but if you have a concrete month in mind, this next section will be helpful for you. Let's now sum up the main highlights and take a look what Croatia is like during each of the months. In January, Croatia is very peaceful. Along the coast, average temperatures linger between 9 to 10 degrees Celsius, while inland areas can dip below 0 degrees, often covering the landscapes in a delicate frost. The Adriatic Sea is very chilly with temperatures around 13 to 14 degrees Celsius. Days are short, offering a total daylight span of roughly 9 hours. Tourism is at its lowest in January, which presents an opportunity for a tranquil visit. Prices to tourist attractions are at good discounts in January, however that's partially because many sites operate on reduced schedules. My highlight for January is the opportunity to witness the frozen waterfalls at Plitvice Lakes National Park. At this time, the cascades are turned into stunning ice sculptures, and walking through the park's snowy paths is a magical experience, offering a different perspective on one of the most visited Croatia's natural tourist attractions. February in Croatia does not bring much temperature difference, averaging approximately from 9 to 10 degrees Celsius, while the inland areas remain in the grip of winter, occasionally dipping below freezing. The sea remains chilly at around 13 degrees. Days slowly start to lengthen, with daylight stretching close to 10 hours. Tourist density remains low, making February an ideal time for those seeking to dodge the crowds and engage in more authentic interactions with locals. Many attractions continue to operate on reduced winter hours, however the off-season also continues to offer the advantages of lower prices for accommodation, tours, or any entrance fees to tourist sites. When it comes to seasonal activities, February is perfect for enjoying skiing and other winter sports. Croatia's winter resorts are in full swing, offering snow-covered slopes and trails for all levels. My highlight for February is the carnival celebrations, especially the Rijeka Carnival, which often starts already in mid-January and continues throughout February. It's a vibrant showcase of local traditions and festive spirit, drawing visitors and locals into its wide range of activities. March marks the beginning of spring in Croatia, bringing warmer temperatures along the coast, averaging 11 to 12 degrees Celsius, while the inland areas slowly start to shake off the winter's chill. The sea temperature is still nowhere close to swimming at about 13 degrees. However, daylight extends further to around 12 hours. Tourist activity is still low for the most part, but starts to pick up towards the end of the month, especially around the Easter holidays, if they happen to fall in March. As the month progresses, you will find opening hours for attractions starting to extend. While prices may still lean on the lower side, be aware they can increase around the Easter period, so planning ahead could save you some euros. My highlight for this month focuses on the great outdoors. With milder weather and longer days, March is ideal for early season hiking and city exploration. Trails are less crowded and cities have not yet reached their summer peak, so it's the perfect time to witness Croatia's natural landscapes and historic towns awakening together with spring. April in Croatia welcomes spring with coastal temperatures pleasantly reaching average of 14 degrees Celsius and inland regions enjoying a similar warm-up. The Adriatic Sea starts to warm, reaching about 14 degrees Celsius, getting a little closer to those long-awaited swimming temperatures. Daylight stretches to 13.5 hours, providing more and more time for exploration and enjoyment. This month, tourist activity is now reaching a moderate level as the warmer weather and blooming landscapes draw in more visitors. With the arrival of spring, attractions extend their opening hours, embracing the longer days. While the prices for accommodation and activities begin to climb, advanced travelers can still dig out some attractive deals before the start of the summer rush. My highlight for April emphasizes the natural splendor of Croatia's national parks. This month is particularly magical for experiencing the park's vibrant spring colors and witnessing the waterfalls, such as Veliki Slap in Plitvice or Skradinski Buk in Krka, now at its most powerful and spectacular following the winter snowmelt. May in Croatia brings warmer temperatures, so expect daytime averages from 17 degrees Celsius in Zagreb to 19 degrees Celsius in coastal cities like Split. While the sea will still be cold for the majority of us at 17 to 18 degrees Celsius, it slowly invites the first braver swimmers for a refreshing dip and gradually becomes more inviting as the month progresses. With days stretching to 15 hours, there's also ample sunlight for starting those summer tans. Tourism in May sees a gentle uptick, yet the crowds of high summer remain a month or two away. Attractions and local businesses respond to the season by extending their hours, and while prices for accommodation and tours begin to rise in anticipation of the peak season, May can still offer value before the summer rates take effect. So to me, this great balance of pleasant weather, long days, fair prices and manageable crowds is what makes such shoulder season months so attractive. When it comes to festivals, the Days of Asparagus in Istria celebrate the region's wild asparagus. This prized ingredient is showcased in a variety of dishes, so this is an event that food lovers should not miss. As for activities, the travel agencies begin to kick off their season of excursions and day trips, with lots of options for adventure. My unique highlight for May is exciting kayaking experiences along Croatia's coastline. or through its serene rivers and lakes. This month's ideal weather conditions make kayaking a joy, whether you're gliding through the tranquil waters of the Zrmanja River, exploring the hidden coast of the Elafiti Islands, or paddling around the medieval walls of Dubrovnik. With June, the summer season officially starts. Coastal iconic destinations bask in the average warmth of around 23 degrees Celsius. The Adriatic Sea reaches a delightful average of 21 degrees, which definitely marks the start of the beach season. This month has the longest day in the year and averages approximately 15.5 hours of day-length duration. June's pleasant climate comes with a wave of tourists, with areas like Dubrovnik becoming particularly busy. As the summer vibe kicks in, most attractions maximize their opening hours. Prices begin to reflect the peak season, especially in tourist hotspots. In June, Šibenik delights younger audiences, providing engaging activities at the International Children's Festival. June is ideal for water sports enthusiasts. With the sea warming up, activities like swimming, sailing, and snorkeling are fantastic ways to enjoy your time in Croatia during this month. My highlight for June is the enchanting summer solstice celebrations, locally known as Ivanski Krijesovi. This ancient tradition, marking the longest day of the year, is celebrated with bonfires, folk music, and dancing, bringing vibrant life into the warm summer nights. July in Croatia heats temperatures further up to the average of 26 degrees, while the nights remain warm, often going over 20 degrees. The Adriatic Sea is very inviting at this point, averaging a comfortable 24 degrees. In July, the daylight is over 15 hours long. Rain is a rare guest, with only 4 to 6 days of rainfall, marking July as one of the driest months. July is the peak of the tourist season, with coastal destinations, islands, and cities witnessing their highest visitor numbers, so you will have to plan your timings accordingly if you seek to face fewer tourists. Consider less visited spots or early morning trips to popular sites. With tourism at its highest, expect most establishments to welcome visitors longer into the evening. To no surprise, in July prices are at the top of the curve, particularly for accommodations close to tourist hotspots. My July highlight is situated on the island of Hvar. This month offers a chance to experience the island's lavender fields at their best. The Lavender Festival is a focal point where Velograblija town turns into a hub of activities celebrating this Hvar's famed plant. For photography enthusiasts, nature lovers, and those intrigued by local traditions, July is perfect to immerse in the beauty of lavender. The sun in August continues to heat, with the southern Dalmatian coast temperatures remaining at the average of 26 degrees Celsius. At this moment, the water temperature average is the warmest throughout the year, at 24 degrees. The days are still long, but slowly becoming shorter, with 14 hours of daylight. As the peak tourist season continues, destinations like Zadar, Dubrovnik, and Split are buzzing with visitors. For beach lovers, August offers perfect conditions for sunbathing, swimming, and water sports at iconic beaches like Zlatni Rat in Brač and Punta Rata in Brela. A unique highlight of August is to try a stargazing experience on the island of Lastovo. Situated far from the mainland's noise, Lastovo's sky is one of the darkest in Europe. In fact, Slovenian astrologists Mikus Herman and Andrej Mohar have declared it as the site of the most beautiful starry sky in Europe. As the leaves start changing colors, September in Croatia presents a more serene charm. The average temperature begins to drop, and the country enjoys daytime temperatures of around 24 degrees Celsius. The Adriatic Sea remains inviting, with temperatures lingering around 22 degrees. The days go shorter to around 13 hours. The tourist masses start to drop, however the most popular attractions will still be busy. This period also brings more appealing prices, as accommodation and activity costs begin to dip from their summer peak, making it a great time for budget-savvy travelers. Cultural richness continues to thrive with events like Buzet's Festival of Subotina and marks the beginning of the white truffle season with the range of truffle-centric festivities. My spotlight in September goes to the commencement of the harvest season. The vineyards and olive groves come alive with activity, inviting visitors to partake in the harvest, enjoy tastings, and indulge in the local culinary scene enriched with freshly produced wines and just pressed olive oils. In October, the climate is still pleasantly mild. Coastal cities have average temperatures around 21 degrees Celsius, while Zagreb offers a fresher climate with temperatures around 17 degrees Celsius. The sea temperature experiences a slight drop and averages 20 degrees. The daylight duration now in October is approximately 11 hours. As the high season winds down, October sees a more relaxed pace of tourism and with more budget-friendly options for accommodations and activities. In fact, it is not uncommon for many vendors to offer deals to capitalize on the season's remaining tourists. As October begins, the country transitions into a season of culinary celebrations, so this month is a feast for food lovers. Dubrovnik's Good Food Festival introduces visitors to culinary specials, wine tastings, and workshops on local cuisine. The Marunada in Opatija celebrates the Maruni chestnuts with more delicious food experiences. Finally, not to be missed is the Teta, Terran and Truffle Festival in Motovun, putting a spotlight on the combination of Terran wine and truffles. Besides gastronomy, this month is also excellent for cinema fans. The Split Film Festival caters to film enthusiasts with a wide list of screenings. The harvest season is now in full swing, so there are many opportunities to partake in food and drink festivals, especially those that celebrate truffles. The Eastern region becomes a hub for that, and with plenty of unique truffle dishes and hands-on hunting demonstrations, to me, these traditions stand as the October's highlight in Croatia. The weather becomes distinctly cooler in November. Southern Dalmatian resorts still enjoy gentle daytime averages of around 15 degrees, while inland cities become colder with average of around 9 degrees. The sea temperature is now around 16 degrees Celsius, and at this point is no longer swimmable for most of us. The daylight drops further and lasts approximately 9.5 hours. Despite a quieter tourist scene, November is not lacking cultural activities. The Zagreb Film Festival draws cinema enthusiasts with over 100 film screenings. Additionally, the Feast of St. Martin on November 11 celebrates the transformation of grape must into wine, particularly in northern Croatia. My unique highlight for November is the opportunity to explore typically crowded tourist sites in a little bit more peace. For example, Dubrovnik's Old Town, while not completely empty, can be experienced in a more leisurely manner. Walking its streets and admiring the stunning architecture with fewer crowds allows a deeper connection with the city's beauty. To me, it seems like an ideal time to soak in the atmosphere of Croatia's most treasured locations. With the year coming to the end, winters bring more chills to typically warm coastal cities, with average in Dubrovnik at around 12 degrees Celsius in December. The Adriatic Sea gets very cold and drops further down to 14 degrees. December also brings the shortest days in the year, with average daylight duration of 8 hours and 45 minutes. Tourism in December has a little increase and welcomes different kinds of visitors, typically those who are drawn by the festive atmosphere and unique holiday events. Outside these festive spots, travelers might find quieter settings, making December a month with options for every budget. My final December highlight is the Advent in Zagreb. It completely transforms the city with its award-winning Christmas markets, entertainment, and magical ice park at Tomislav Square. Having been voted the best Christmas market in Europe for 3 consecutive years, it's proof of the city's ability to captivate visitors with enchanting winter vibes. You have just learned about the Croatia's seasons, and chances are you have a particular month in mind for your upcoming visit. So next, I suggest you check out my summary of the best places you should not miss out on in Croatia.